We left off 306. We're holding the Ramah 306 on top. The Yishomrim im Isha Koro la'atzim v'reches l'shmoa Megillah she'enu chayeves. This is really the Yishomrim. Others say that if a woman, she reads the Megillah herself, the nusach, the text of bracha is not al mikra Megillah, it's l'shmoa Megillah, right? As that was the Yishomrim. Why is a woman not able to cover a man? Because her obligation is l'shmoa, not to read, it's to hear the Megillah. So it's not. So the whole concept of shomea ka'oneh has no relevance to a woman. When a man listens to the Megillah, it's shomea ka'oneh. When I listen to it, it's as if I'm reading the Megillah. When a woman, the mitzvah is not for her to read; it's to listen to the Megillah. So if the mitzvah is to listen, so when she says the bracha, it's l'shmoa she'enu chayeves b'kriyah. You were here yesterday. Talking about that was less we left off. Isha motzias chavert, even according to the Yishomrim. L'shmoa. Imo isha koro vay mogen avrom shemtzad lo sikro la'atzma klal rak tishmei anoshim. Says a woman should not read herself the mogen avrom. Chose b'yesh lo bi l'shmoa. That's if she has somebody to listen. I mean, if it's a question, she reads herself, and she's not going to have the Megillah at all. Of course, she should read it herself. If she's able to, speaking about a woman's able to read the Megillah, Lishmoa mikro Megillah. Because, in other words, she's reading it, right? It's Lishmoa kol shofar. What are you listening to? The sound of the shofar. So what are you listening to? The reading of the Megillah. The mitzvah is not al mikro Megillah, it's lishmoa mikro Megillah for the woman. No, he's just saying, the woman, you have to have kosher Megillah. Can't read it from a chumash. No, if a woman has no one to cover her. Mograver says a woman should have a man read for her. But he says, of course, if she has no one to read for her and she has a kosher Megillah, she should read from the kosher Megillah. Has no value. What about if you read Vayar? Let's say a person has Megillah committed to memory, and you read it from memory, Yotzei. I'm asking you a question. The word person himself, why is the person who hears it the person who reads it himself? There's a halacha, you have to read it from the Megillah. Otherwise it's not valid. When you read Kriyas HaTorah, Shabbos, if you read it from Chumash, Yotzei Kriyas HaTorah, but you're hearing the words, you have to hear the words that are being read from the Torah. Otherwise, you're not Yotzei. Because the takana was to read it from a certain kind of text. The text has to be a text. Because it has a certain kedusha. Torah has a kedusha. Chumash doesn't have the kedusha of the Torah. It's like Ernie. But you hear it. There's they're having a Chnosis Chumash in Teaneck. They just printed a new edition. Everybody should go to the shul. 25,000 of catering. They're going to dance for 6 hours with a band. Okay. What are you talking about? Who's going to waste his money on the Chumash? Right. Okay. Gimel. First, it's a rush. It's a rush in Menachos. Moshe Rabbeinu says, did you hear the Chafetz Chaim says? Okay? It's a rush. But his question is, the mitzvah of writing Sefer Torah, no. Okay? So the rush says we find every Jew, if you could afford, right, he has a pair of tefillin. You wear a pair of tefillin. You don't have your own, you borrow, whatever it is. If the mitzvah of writing Sefer Torah is either to write it yourself or to commission a person or to purchase Sefer Torah, the mitzvah is hardly fulfilled. How many Jews own a Sefer Torah? How many Jews purchase it? And yet the halach, the Gemara says in the Rambam rules, if you inherit a Sefer Torah, you're not yotzei the mitzvah. You have to purchase it. And purchasing is not it's not a first choice. You should commission somebody to write it. If you can't commission someone to write it, purchasing also has value. You fulfill the mitzvah. But if you inherit, you're not yotze the mitzvah. You inherit 20 sifrei Torah, you're not yotze the mitzvah. So, if actually, most people are not yotze the mitzvah, said Rosh says. Why? So he says, because b'di'evid. Of course, the optimum way to fulfill the mitzvah is to have the Sefer Torah, to purchase it or to write it. But if one is not, since the ultimate purpose of having Sefer Torah is for the mitzvah of Limud HaTorah, is to have a text to study from. So if a person owns Sforim, you have a Shas. You have a Shas. Chumash you're not Yotze. You have a Shas. You have Torah Sheba'al Peh, which included within that is that. You own the Chumash. So you have all the text that you're able to study Torah. B'di'evid, you fulfill the mitzvah of what? Of purchasing a Sefer. It's the equivalent of purchasing a Sefer Torah. This comes out if you inherit a Shas, or you inherit Sforim, right? Then you're not. You have to purchase it. As you have to purchase the Sefer Torah. Only then that you're going to be Yotze b'di'evid. Okay? That's the Rosh. It's the Rosh in Menachos, third parak, in the Halachos Ketanos. That's what the Rosh is. Okay? Not necessarily. Maybe yes, maybe not. But you have to own the whole Torah. You have to own. To be Yotze, no. This whole idea, there's a famous, the first time, when Chofetz Chaim passed away, Rav Chaim Ozer, Grzinski, he was the head of the Vada Yeshivas in Europe. And especially during that period of time, there was a shortage of money in Europe to support Torah. Shortage of money for everything. So they wanted to raise money for the yeshivas, to support yeshivas. They had a fund to support all yeshivas. So Reb Chaim Ozer had an idea, I don't know if it was his idea, that after the Chofetz Chaim passed away, to write a Sefer Torah in memory of the Chofetz Chaim. That was, so there's a question, and each people should purchase letters, psukim, a parsha, whatever it is, and you pay, and through that, you'll be able to raise the money that they need to some degree. But the question is, what's its value? If the mitzvah of writing a Sefer Torah is to write the whole Sefer Torah, buying a letter, does it have any value? So Chaim Ozer wrote a tshuva, a responsa, to show it has some value. It's not the mitzvah of Ksiva Sefer Torah, but to participate in writing Sefer Torah has a degree of value. Okay, so you're not yotze the mitzvah of writing Sefer Torah. If you buy it, you get something from the Chofetz Chaim heritage. So just give us the credit card, we'll charge you for the letter or for the pasuk or for the word. You're not yotze the mitzvah. It has value, but you're not yotze the mitzvah of Ksiva Sefer Torah. Same thing. No, it's not the same. It's not the same thing. It has, because there you're participating in the creation of the Sefer Torah, because you're paying for it. There is no. I said when you buy the letter, you're participating in the completion. You're representing the person who's having the Sefer Torah written. He's only participating in something in a mitzvah, but he's not fulfilling any mitzvah. He's completing a Sefer Torah. It's like creating a mitzvah object, but is it your personal mitzvah? It's not. You're not fulfilling the mitzvah. No, I'm saying you're participating in the completion. I mean, everything contributes to the ultimate completion. No, definitely not. Correct. And buy a Sefer Torah together. No, each one has to own his own Sefer Torah. Okay. Alan had a good deal for you. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay, Gimel. Androgynous motzi mino, v'lo she'ena mino. You have an androgynous person. He can only cover his own classification, but he can't cover someone else. Because there's a question: is he a male? Is he a female? Tumtim, tumtum. Umishachetzi eved. Person's a tumtum. That means his genitals are covered over. You don't know if he's a male or female. There's one or the other. It's unclear. No. He may be a species unto himself. A tumtum misha chetzu eved. Person's a tumtum, or he had two owners, and one emancipated. This chetzi eved chetzi ben chorim. Half of him is a full free man, half of him is a slave. The Mechaber said before, afilu mina ein motzi. He can't even cover his own classification. Why? So tumtum, because the other person, you may be a male, you may be a female, the person you're covering may be a male. Right? So if that's the case, you can't cover. That's afilu mino mean, because you're not sure if it's a male or a female. What about chetzi eved? Also, because the Mechaber ruled that eved Kanani has no obligation to read the Megillah, correct? So if he's a chetzi eved chetzi ben chorin, although 50% of him is ben chorin, but who's reading it? The reading is coming from a person who's a chetzi eved. Afilu mina in emotzi. Hagoy yishomen da afilu atzmo in emotzi. The tzorch l'shmo mi'acherim, because and if he reads for himself, he's no better than reading for another party, right? Because half of himself is a half an eved. He's going chetzi eved, not on the tumtum. Tumtum, whatever he is, he could be motzi himself. It's either male or female. So one tumtum is not able to cover another tumtum because it's unknown. The one who's reading may be a woman, a female covering a male, so it's a problem. No, we had earlier. The Mishna Berura said that some say yes. We say afeino, although you're not able to say afeino yibos on this, but nevertheless, because since the classification is female, halachically you can. But the Mechaber rules that an eved cannot cover a woman. An eved cannot has no obligation to read the Megillah. Or hear the Megillah, neither. He has neither, so therefore, of course, he can't cover. Less than a woman, exactly. What? No, could be motzi a woman. Yeah, tumtum. He was being specific. One tumtum covering another tumtum. The Mechaber rules an eved has no obligation to hear the Megillah or read the Megillah, so it's not necessary. That's the exception. We should point it out because the whole idea is afin hoyubos on this, because they were beneficiaries of the miracle. Eved Kanani has no relevance to that. Be a beneficiary of the miracle. I think that day you came in late. Okay. The Mishna Berura speaks about this. That's why there are others who argue with the Shulchan Aruch and say that Eved Kanani is obligated, because if he has all the mitzvahs of a woman, okay. That's for different. That's for Pure Arabia. But that's different. That's unrelated to this. What about if it's let's say before you free him? Before you free him. Okay. Okay. I don't want to infringe on Chovos Levavos. Just let's do Mishna Berura. Take a moment. Gimel. Androgynous. Yesh lo zachrus v'nakvus. He has both. Generals, male and female. Motzi mino dim hu zochar. Gam ze zochar. Fimu nekevo. Gam zu nekev. Nizbor tu brio b'fnei atzbo. If you say he's a species unto himself. Gam b'shen brio b'fnei atzbo. It's the same classification. Lo shein amino, the shemo zen the cave, shein hu zocher. Even according to the opinion that women are able to cover men, that's already a chiddush. He's asking a good question. If you're of the opinion that a woman could cover a man, so why can't one tumtum cover the other? Correct? I mean, this is the proof that the Bahag, the Yeshomim brings, it's a Tosefta, that a woman cannot cover a man. That's what he asks. If a woman could cover a man, is not able to cover a man, can cover a man, so why can't the tumtum cover a tumtum? Even if the other person is a man and the one who's reading is a woman, okay? So evidently you say a woman cannot cover a man. That's the proof that Bahag, the Baal Ochos Gdos, brings that a woman cannot cover a man. So he's saying over here, Dochi, that even though a woman may be able to cover a man, but it should be nicker. Why? What does that mean? What it has to be obvious. Is it a male or a female? Yudches. Beis Yosef. I don't. The svar is a difficult svar. We'll continue. Let's see the Chovos Levavos.